Hey, what's up you guys, I'm Aiden here, and welcome to my very first episode of Talks with Aiden, also known as TWA. You're welcome for explaining the acronym. So, I'm just trying to think of stories like today, and I posted this thing on Instagram saying, what would you rather have, stories or gaming? And I decided to do both, as you can see, and so that's what I'm going to be doing, playing this game and talking about an experience that I had while playing Pokemon Go. Hi, hashtag current. No, that's not at all. That's such an old game now, nobody likes it. But anyways, Pokemon Go came out like a month after the store took place, and I decided to get it. And I just thought, like, I'm not gonna like become a crazy fan. And I used to play Pokemon cards, like I used to get the cards and everything like that when I was 3rd and 4th grade. And I just thought, you know, I don't think it's gonna be like nearly as good or relevant at all. So I decided to at least just try it out. And I got it. And I moved to this place, and it has this wonderful park with like tennis courts and basketball courts and this big open field and this playground that dozens upon dozens upon dozens of kids go there to play. And they're like little children, you know, and they're infants. And there's a Pokestop there, and if you don't know what a Pokestop is, it's like basically everybody goes to Pokestops, and you get stuff there and supplies. And I just was gonna stop by there real fast and get some stuff, and I decided to go there, and I instantly saw 3 benches, and you can hold like 6 adults in there, and they were all teenagers, and they were all sitting there, and there were like 4 people to a bench, and they're all really quiet, and the only sound that I heard from there was like, hey, did you catch that? Or, hey, did you see what Pokemon just went by? I thought it was hilarious, you know, seeing like teenagers play this game. And I just realized that there was a mother with her 2 or 3 children there, and she was talking to, I think her husband, or some random guy if it wasn't, saying like, can you believe that? And like, I instantly feel bad for some reason, because I don't know why, I'm very sensitive to being judged, and I just realized, oh my god, I'm playing the game, and I thought that's what they were complaining about. That is not at all what they were complaining about. They were complaining about teenagers at a park only to go play video games, and they weren't talking about just Pokemon Go in general. They were just talking about, you know, those people going to that park. I thought, oh, that's fine, until they started getting their other, you know, mothers and fathers to gang up, and then they started talking and having this big huge debate whether Pokemon Go is okay and stuff like that. And this is my goal right now, and this was my goal since I walked out the door, turned on my phone, and played Pokemon. Goal number 1, catch a Pikachu. Goal number 2, avoid any suspicious white vans. Goal number 3, don't get killed. So I decided to just add a little goal to my list as soon as I heard this heating conversation. Add goal number 4. Stick around and see where this conversation goes. And you can call me weird for eavesdropping in it, but I love drama, if you can even call that drama. But I always love it when people have like opinions about something, and I love hearing people's stories and opinions, and I think it's so fascinating to see what the other person has to feel about it. And I just said, oh no, Pokemon's it's a harmless game, you know, like how can you get mad at it? So when I hear someone saying, this is a problem, nobody should be doing this, I'm always fascinated to see what makes them think that. So I stick around, I'm on a bench, and I'm just listening to that as I'm flipping through my phone, and they start talking about people in general playing Pokemon Go, and started describing those people. You know, like just going like completely off stereotypes, and God knows what's on Facebook. And they start talking about, like, you know, the typical nerdy gamer with like the zits and the glasses and the braces. And I thought, hey, I have glasses. Hey, I have a few pimples. And hey, I have braces. And I don't know why. There's a small part of me that just said, why? Like, why do people just instantly assume that that's what the people look like? And then I looked at the teenagers, they looked the same way. And I don't know if they were basing that off, like, what they were seeing, or just stereotypes. And a small part of me is being typical and getting like a little bit offended. And I was like, you know what, it's something to get mad about. I keep looking at my phone, and they keep talking. until more and more people are coming. I think they're all friends, and if they're not, that's really weird. But I think it was like it started getting down to like 3 or 5 people. No, 4 or 5. 4 or 5 people all talking about some stupid rant about Pokemon. And once again, I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna listen, I'm not gonna get involved and stuff like that. It's really pointless too. So, that's how it was. And then I started looking at the teenagers. They started hearing what the adults are saying. And like, they're not that far apart. I don't know how they didn't catch that on sooner. They started hearing what that's all about. And if you think that this is made up, if you think that this story is fake, and if you think that what I'm about to tell you is not real, have fun. But this is, I swear to you, 100% real. I started hearing this one teenager saying, "Can you believe what they're saying?" And then I was thinking the same thing, like, I can't believe what they're saying about like all the stereotypes. They were mad about how they were describing them. They were mad that they were talking about Pokemon Go, not what they themselves. They were talking about. They were getting mad over these people saying how Pokemon Go is an awful game. And one of the teenagers walked up, not to go confront them, but just to walk past. And then one of the adults started like smirking, and then the teenager looks back, and then he just walks away. I thought, oh, thank God that didn't go anywhere. And then another teenager walks by, same thing, smirk, walks away. Thank God nothing happened. And then there was this one teenager, and the adults were talking about the people themselves and how they act, not just their looks, but how people that play Pokemon Go is. And one of the adults, I swear to God, like every soccer mom you've ever seen, or ever just, like you look at her and say, she's a mom, you know? And she starts saying, like, oh yeah, I bet they have like no friends and that's the only thing that they do. And I thought that you seriously had the guts to say that in a public park. They're not even watching their children. I don't know why they're there. And then one of the teenagers starts getting up and then says this like a little complaint, not like yelling at them, not like pointing at them saying da 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 da. No, he just talks to his friends saying, "Can you believe what they're saying about us?" Adults hear that, they don't like it. Like they're not having an argument. They're having an argument within their own little groups, like suggesting, and they know that they can hear each other. Once again, you think it's fake? Good for you. But they start talking over and over again, and then you know I did my duties. They had a Pokestop there. I got a Pokestop. Got me at least some Pokemon, not Pikachu, but you know it's fine. So I started, you know, this argument's going really nowhere. I walked away. So that was. The funny thing is that I walked away thinking that nothing was gonna happen until one of the adults, another like really dumb adult, talking about teenagers in an iPhone game, and I thought it was so funny that this was even existing. And so one of the adults, frosting on the cake, started saying, I don't even know how to describe this. Seriously said the most like awful thing ever. They just said that I pray to God my children don't play that game so they don't end up like those teenagers, sad and alone. You think that's fake? You think it's fake. But it is honestly not. And there's like only 3 teenagers that are left. And one of the teenagers got so mad, he pounded his fist on the table and walked away. Again. And I just kind of sat there saying, like, thinking that, that happened. And I was there to witness it. And I still tell that story to, like, everybody. And I was going to say something about it on Instagram, but how do you say an entire story on Instagram and not use Twitter? And, I don't know, it was just one of those things. And I thought I'd make an interesting video, and you know, I'm gonna be posting a thing on Instagram, and it's just basically, please comment on it if you're watching this video. It's just about a review, and if you want more of these types of videos. Disclaimer: if you think it's fake, please do not start commenting saying like, oh, this is fake and this is pointless. Why would you do that? Because it's not. And if you think it's fake, then you think it's fake. But just because you think something does not mean by the slightest bit that you have to dislike it and comment on it, okay? So, thank you so much for watching and listening, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, please. Okay? Good